I've got a bunch of sexy comic book covers to show you from a recent haul. First up, here we've got Dawn #1, published by Sirius Entertainment in 1995. So of course the first thing you see is some amazingly, tremendously beautiful art from Joseph Michael Linsner, showing off her character Dawn, who previously debuted in Cry for Dawn. And it looks like she's wearing less and less clothing every time I see her on her latest cover. Well, I picked up this issue #1 from 1995. Moving on to our next book over here, comes from Dynamite Entertainment, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. This is issue #8, the photo cover. I love getting these photo covers from Dynamite. They've got these cosplay covers that really make the characters come to life. And what's funny is, well, is it really a cosplay cover when Cassandra Peterson herself is the one that's dressed up as her creation of Elvira? And I gotta tell you, Cassandra must have really sold her soul to the devil, because she looks as beautiful as Elvira from the 80s as she does now in the 21st century and beyond. Anyway, the comic is a really fun romp throughout the ages with monsters and horror stuff, and it's just bad jokes and great art the whole while. I really enjoyed the Elvira books from Dynamite Entertainment. Moving on to our next book. This is pretty interesting. This is actually one of the most explicit books that I've got on this list, but Penthouse Men's Adventure Comics #1. The one that I've got is the direct edition version, the comic version, because there's also a newsstand edition that is slightly different sized and a different price that goes on the newsstands. This one is for comic shops because we've got the illustrated pulp magazine for men with an amazing Boris Vallejo cover here with a couple of sexy ladies. Dracula's in the background. There's clothing here that is definitely plot armor that isn't worth a darn. But hey, if you look this good, it doesn't matter how much clothing you have, even if you're battling the supernatural. So anyway, Penthouse Adventure Comics #1 from the 90s. Next up, I want to show you more of my package, and in this one we have a collection of XXXENOPHILE comics. Yup, Phil Folio's very cute, very cheeky series, starting in 1989, going for about 11 issues or so. Each one is a nice little romp in the world of sexuality. This one is really interesting because it's basically a mixed media cover made out of cardboard and bubble wrap and all of that. And on the one hand, it's extremely creative, but the body looks a little bit weird. Anyway, if we move on to this other cover over here, this one is a photo cover. This one was always very eye-catching to me because I really like the mixture of photo and drawing. It's just a very fun cover, and then a bad pun. And then this final one, issue #10 of volume 1, we have the Xenophile trading card game. After the massive success of Magic the Gathering, everyone wanted to make their own collectible card game. So how about a sexy card game? Fun fact, Phil did artwork for Magic the Gathering, as did Kaya. They were one of the earliest Magic artists. And then they teamed up, of course, with other Magic artists to then make art for their own particular sexy card game. So it's fun to pop your characters rather than tap your characters, and to play this sexy card game invented by a couple of sexy people that are into the world of sexy comics. Have I said sexy enough? Anyway, so yep, I picked up this trio of XXXENOPHILE comics. Of these, which is your favorite? The photo cover, the card cover, or the mixed media cover? I know which is my favorite, this one right over here. Sorry, I'm distracted again. I'm moving on. Alright, so here we've got a Marvel comic from the 70s. No, not that one. This one, John Carter, Warlord of Mars, #11, published in 1978. Now this cover features Dejah Thoris in a classic bondage cover. So this cover is by Dave Cockrum and features front and center the Princess of Mars, and it's just a stark, bright red cover that I really enjoy. Faded colors in the background, which is not the important part, because this is a special issue, The Origins of Dejah Thoris, something that we've all been clamoring about, especially why she wears so little clothing. Maybe because it sells comic books. Anyway, moving on. Alright, let's fast forward over to the 90s and let's talk about Eric Larson's magnum opus, The Savage Dragon. Here we have issue number 51, and this is a variant cover featuring the she-dragon, basically. So this is an interesting cover because there's a couple of versions, actually. There's the flat color version and the more computer-generated version. And this is the more computer-colorized version with specular highlights and glow and bloom and all of that. It'd be interesting to get the flat color version just to compare the difference. But Larson talks about it in the book that this is sort of like a secret variant cover. And it's a very 90s cover. Check it out there. We're starting to see the very first inklings of check us out on the web at www.savagedragon.com on the internet. Anyway, here we've got just pretty much front and center the character, a guy totally beat up, clothes totally shredded up, but that's what happens in the world of comics. Moving on, let's check out our next hot comic. Well, this one's a little bit hot in a different way. This is also a very scary comic cover because we've got the Department of Truth, number 1. This is one of the many variant covers that is du jour nowadays. This is the lady in red, the mysterious woman that is orchestrating things or is a catalyst of things or is just some sort of cipher. And I really like this cover because it stands out with the almost monochromatic nature of it, and it's very disconcerting when she takes off her glasses and she's got those X's. Is that an homage to the X-Files? Anyway, this is a sexy kind of cover, but in a different sort of way. Next up is a truly sexy cover by one of my favorite artists, Dave Nakayama, DNA himself. He does these amazing covers in this style that is cartoony, but realistic, computer colored, very soft tones, specular highlights, very shiny. And here, this is another monochromatic type of cover. Everything in this is in these yellow tones, except the skin tones. We've got the character in a cool cosplay. And I don't even know what this book is. You can't really tell what it is, but it's a Dave Nakayama cover, so that's why it's worth it. And now let's go on to the final comic in my sexy comic book haul. This is the sexiest one of all, Darth Vader, number 25, variant edition, featuring everyone's favorite golden droid C-3PO. Look at that sexy beast right there, with that come hither stare that penetrates you right to your soul and makes you weak in the knees. Yes, Goldenrod himself is the object of our affection in this variant cover, one of the recent Darth Vader comics from Marvel Comics, issue number 25, variant cover. And there you go, that's my comic book haul of sexy covers. Which one was your favorite? Tell me in the comments. Also tell me about your favorite eye-catching covers. I'd love to hear about it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all the good stuff. I would really appreciate it. This has been VM Campos, and I'll see you in the next video.